So the key thing about sperm production is the size of a man's testicles. And the size of testicles are determined before he was born. So in most cases, men do things that suppress the efficiency of their testicles to produce sperm. We can't enhance the production of sperm, but we can advise risk factors that he might remove that means that his testicles, his size of testicles, can work as efficiently as possible. Now, some of those risk factors may be things like his diet, things like drugs that he may be taking, or things like high temperatures and simple things like the type of underwear that he is wearing. We know that tight pants means that testicular temperature increases, and that will depress sperm production. So it's really a question of him being as healthy as possible and reducing as many of the risk factors as possible so that his testicles can work to maximum efficiency. So a man's work environment can influence his fertility. So for example, we know that men who sit down a lot during the day, and I'm thinking now of professional drivers, their fertility can be inhibited simply because their testicles are getting too warm. But men who work in the chemical industry can be exposed to chemicals and compounds in a factory, for example. And we know that compounds such as glycol ether can inhibit sperm production. Other examples might be men in high-risk occupations, firefighters, things like that, where they're exposed to chemicals or high temperatures during their daily work. For most men that work in an office, there's probably very little in the way of risk factors there. And that's where I think each man will need to balance his risk factors in the workplace and try and make sure that he removes as many of the risks as possible. So birth rates are declining, but also couples are waiting until they're older before they try for a baby. And the evidence is fairly clear that even if they were to try for a baby 1 or 2 years earlier than they think they would like to, then that might make a big difference for them. Sperm quality declines with male age, but egg quality declines with female age also, and the combination of the two in an older couple can more likely lead to infertility. So my biggest advice to combat declining birth rates is simply to try and advise people to try for a baby earlier than they think they would probably like. So sperm production in a healthy male is really down to the size of his testicles. The bigger testicles produce more sperm per unit time than smaller testicles. And the thing about testicular size is it's really determined before we were born. So the best advice to men is to remove as many of the risk factors as possible so that their testicles can work at the most optimum efficiency for their size.